Now this leads you to bring forward, your view that it's a tinker leads you to bring forward your next perception, and is that you can't really get in the way of this meandering. You can't stop it, and it is, as you put it, the next step. And you tie this in with things like gender and social structures. And on this basis, you assert that your perceptions of the antiquity of my views of an ideal family will not be tenable as humanity advances. You talk about the views of gender being blurred to the point of either elimination or complete fluidity. You get into concepts akin to a kind of ghost in the shell view, and you go as far as to assert that you see us, or of course you admit not having any proof to this, seeing as it would be an unprecedented change, but you see us reaching a point on which we could strong-arm our way past evolution, as it were. And a lot of this just seemed based on the ideas of exponential growth and change, and I'm assuming a lot of that comes from the book you referenced, Radical Evolution, and I would like to get look into that. But this is kind of where I perceive a problem. Problem in reconciling your values with your views on some things. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to relate a conversation I overheard recently. It was, I was looking for some gifts for Christmas at a bookstore, and two individuals, and they, one seemed to have a great deal of knowledge and also a career connected to orthopedics, and the other one had some connection also to the healthcare industry, and they both had strong and similar opinions that concerning the state of healthcare in the Western world, and especially in the U.S., and the paradox that we have here, that with all the research and innovation we have, our expanding capacity to increase life, increase quality of life when we're getting on in age, and to repair results of either actions or just old age, has placed us into kind of a conflict with our oftentimes seemingly inherent unwillingness to alter our lifestyles, to kind of become our own worst enemies in things with our desires and our urges and just our overall mindset. And so that, this brings to my mind the question as to what and who ultimately determines what isn't going to fit, or what and who ultimately determines what will and will not be fit, say in an evolutional context. That is, what will and will not work as evolution is tinkering, as you put it. And on the subject of global warming and environmental issues, it's stressed that we can change our behavior and our habits and our seemingly natural inclinations, and thusly we can save ourselves. The theory that we can change the basic philosophy that runs our life, and by doing that we can allegedly enhance our capacity to preserve, keep inhabitable the world as we presently know it. It's kind of the base of environmentalism, and views like that. Now view this piece using your logic on other things, of having a mimetic construct that is contrary to the nature of people, such as you talking about my view of a family not fitting in the future, or fitting even less with the way that things are going, and I'm trying to apply that view to what potentially could happen with humans in context of their environment, or even with their health. So say that, what if over the next several centuries, a portion of the populace, or the mimetic tradition that prevails, ends up being those who largely don't really care about global warming, and don't worry about necessarily strict, adherence to environmental issues that we see. Now, say in that future world that the perception of the majority of the individuals living in that future world, hypothetical world, is not perceptibly to them worse because in the future that's what they know. What would then constitute a mimetic construct that wouldn't fit with the path down which humanity had gone and seemingly evolved? Would you ever concede the potential that a future in which some of those beliefs and perceptions you hold most dear and most obviously true and right would be seen by virtually all future inhabitants as not merely outdated and odd, but as, say, archaic, wrong, or as you use the word, perverted? Basically, I'm trying to point out that dulling effects, like you talked about, can be good and bad. We can take a look at potentials of social constructs or new technological realities, but we will really not know the true implications until time has tried them out. I've mentioned this in my other video, but it is kind of still frustrating that having to give this reading, read this as I've written it, and I just trying to not sound so dry. So